They don't get me. It's all that happened.
Yeah, well,
Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get faded and lost into whatever movie I'm filming for the week. This week, How to Train Your Dragon, with your host Byron and my co-host Chris.
hell yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
Here we are.
All right, sit back, roll up, and relax as we talk about this enchanting movie. That's a good one. You like that?
That was an interesting one. That was a choice. I liked it. All right.
Like and subscribe if you enjoy. Let's just talk a little bit about the plot and how we feel about the overall movie before we get into like the cast and characters.
I had really high expectation, that the standards had to be up here for me. This is my favorite cartoon series, like animated anything, like fuck Shrek, fuck everything. Literally, How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite animated series. It lived up.
It's one of the best
Lived up to
DreamWorks
it.
ones.
Yeah, it is. I love it. It is literally my favorite, but it held up to it. I was very pleased. I have some concerns, but
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I rewatched the original, and it was pretty much the same movie. For this, I don't think it's as bad as any of the other like live action, because you want to change it up a little bit. But with this movie, I feel like I posted an image of the original. You said that the animation doesn't look as good.
yeah, I don't remember it looking that mid.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I think the best part was Toothless. And you
Yeah.
can say the same thing in this movie. It's Toothless is probably the best CG character or dragon
With all
in the
the
movie.
effort into him. Shout out to Universal and DreamWorks though, because it has just been miss after miss of live action movies, and I genuinely think this one was top tier, probably so far one of the top 3
Yeah.
that I've ever seen remade.
I haven't watched all of the remakes and everything. I've been skipping a few of them. Definitely skip Snow White and Lilo and Stitch.
We are never going to watch Snow White, I'll tell you that much.
No.
It's on Disney.
Oh,
They might as well remove it.
yeah, they might as well.
I don't want any part of that movie.
But overall, I really like this. It took that feel of the animated movie and it improved in some ways with some of the sound design, some of the music.
Sound design was phenomenal.
They did a few music cues that were very different from the animated movie, which I was like, okay, I like that for the difference.
Still had the little themes though. Every time one of the original themes would come on, but they would definitely use a different pitch in this, and I was like, oh, yeah, let's go. It was riding the dragon and stuff. I'm like,
I really liked it. All right, so as I roll up, we could talk about the cast of characters. We definitely gotta start with Hiccup.
pretty solid casting choice.
I
I
didn't
thought.
even get his name.
I have the cast right
Okay.
here. Mason Thames.
Mason Thames.
I butchered that. Sorry, man.
Oops.
But yeah, Mason Thames or something like that.
So I was scared for the first 15 minutes because the intro is dead on the intro from the
Oh yeah, to a T.
OG movie, yeah. And I feel like he was trying too hard in the beginning to act like how
Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah.
Jay does jokes. His jokes are very awkward and he knows how to play into certain lines. And there was a few lines in the beginning where I was like, your humor doesn't really match his. You don't have the same as.
Yeah,
But as the movie went on, I'm like, I liked him more in the role.
for sure. Yeah, I thought it was a good casting choice for him. His voice was very different, but very similar. Just similar enough to where I was like, okay, hell yeah. Not only the cast himself, but just the voice was pretty spot on.
Yeah, I liked all his chemistry with all the, his dad with Astrid, with Toothless. It was very natural, and it felt like he was getting more comfortable with the role as the movie was going on.
Astrid.
Yeah, let's say, look at you get to Astrid.
Been a lot of hate online.
Really?
Prior to, yeah, the movie when it first got, announced and they said the cast, so much hate because she's a light-skinned girl. And Astrid in the movie is a blonde white girl.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought she did the role really well.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with, how she looked. It literally was her performance. I was like, it's pretty much the same.
Literally.
Like, she did very well with it.
And they added a lot more character to her. A little bit, like, not like a lot, but just a few more lines and stuff that adds to, like, more of her backstory. You get to know a lot more about why she's so driven. And I like that. And, yeah, the actress did really well. Her chemistry with Hiccup was really good.
Yeah, her real name is Nico Parker. I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything prior to this.
I think so. A lot of this cast, it just seems like newer, like, actors and actresses.
For sure, yeah. Other than, like, the adults.
Yeah, the adults.
The adults are all...
Gerard Butler comes back as a...
Perfect.
Stoic.
How they pulled that off, don't know.
I mean,
yeah, I'm sure he knows the role.
He be doing whatever, though. He's one of those actors that's normally known as, like, being, like, a tough actor. But sometimes he does, like, comedic shit.
You went right back into that character. The voice, the just, like, doing the act, everything was just... right back. It was like he never left.
Literally. I like that. I like the physical performance too. He was doing really good. There was a lot of moments where I was really feeling his character, especially towards the end.
Yeah, I know it's an animated remake, but speaking of like the physical stuff, I'm like, you're not taking down a dragon?
No.
That's the only thing that I have to say. It's like, I love, like, the live action, everything was great. But seeing it in live action and then being like, like, bro, I don't care if you're big as hell and a Viking. You are not taking down a dragon that size. Like, as easy as he did. I'm sorry. But I just had to sit there and be like, this is a cartoon, technically. It is fine. Like,
yeah, I wish we saw them at least really take down one dragon. But I understand.
Yeah, not a single kill. Which
they usually capture them.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. But I thought maybe they, in the live action, they'd show a little bit on. No. It is a kid's movie, technically, still.
Once we get into the final battle, I feel like that's when they, like, get a little bit more serious with the live action shit. And they're like, maybe a few people are not surviving that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, not some people you do see die.
So I rolled up so we can get into the faded talk. Let's start with the animated versus live action. So it's basically the same movie.
The exact same thing. In my eyes, I was just sitting there like, dude, I just feel like I'm watching, literally, I was watching just a remake. They didn't change crazy amount of stuff to the point to where you're like, what the fuck? Like Disney with Lilo and Stitch. There was no Bob. He didn't have the Bob.
Shake my head. Oh.
Yeah, like it was perfect. Mostly, I have problems. Let me say one since before we got out of the cast.
Okay.
Rough Nut and Tough Nut pissed me off. Tough Nut, the dude, perfect casting, perfect as one of the twins. Rough Nut, the girl, what the fuck was that? You couldn't just CGI him twice. But as a girl, like, you couldn't find a pair of twins that even, like, he was just so perfect that when they threw her in, I was like, damn it.
She was hitting the lines.
She was doing well with that. And she acted well.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that was, like, they saw her casting a video and they were like, all right, we're going forward with it.
Yeah.
And then they added one line about how they're, like, twins, but... everybody's like, oh, yeah, you guys look alike. But then in reality, we're all like, no.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? No hate to the actress, all that. Like, she did a great job. But I, as just a big fan of the series, I was like, damn, you guys perfectly casted one half of them in terms of looks.
Did you like the group of kids?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, the Fish Legs was him.
Yeah, Fish Legs, when he was doing that, what was it? What was it? Jaw Strength 8.
Yeah, all the stats. He was spitting stats out and like tweaking out about it. Yeah, that was good.
Which that dude's from Deadpool 2, Hunt for the Wilder People. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I do wish they did a little bit more with him because his humor is really awkward. He's really good with the awkward shit.
And then Snotlot was just... that was like a perfect cast.
Yeah, that was really insane. Good.
I was like a short dude with the hairdo that they put on that fucking kid. I was like, okay. I was like, and he's just a douche.
Yeah, and he was hitting all his lines too.
All of them. It was too good. Every single one.
being able to bring those lines to life past just the animated standpoint really makes this movie a lot better, because a lot of those like remakes, they try to do the same line, it doesn't hit the same way.
Yeah.
But for this, most of it was hitting. Like I said, the earlier lines with Hiccup, I felt like some of them weren't hitting as much. But later, yeah, all the lines were hitting. There was even a few physical gags with Hiccup that I loved.
I didn't know Nick Frost. The whole time I was trying to figure it out because he had so much stuff going on with his costume and everything. I'm like, I know who that is. And it was Nick Frost the whole time. Perfect. That was great casting. Wow.
He's always great. I love him. Same with him, just hitting all the lines. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that.
His arm at some points looked CGI, and then at other points looked practical. Like it was kind of throwing me off.
Showing all his arms. There was even a point where a dragon took his arm. Yeah. That wasn't in the original, I don't think. They add like small details. Like, it just changes up slightly. I like that.
I should have rewatched it right before this.
At points I was like, okay, I've seen this just recently. Okay, I know all these scenes. They're hitting the exact parts. There's other parts where I'm like, man, this just looks really good. And the story is just amazing that I'm fine with seeing it again.
Yeah, it's such a great story. And like I said, it's my favorite. So to see it again, live action, make number 2. I need number 2. There probably
are. A lot of the parallels are really good, like Toothless and Hiccup, how they're both kind of like... Because the Night Fury is not hanging out with the other dragons. The Night Fury is by itself, like to itself, just zooming past, just shooting.
Just bombing the fucking village.
So it was like a one-in-a-lifetime like dragon with a once-in-a-lifetime Viking, and it's like perfect. Even how they both at the end. I mean, we're already past. We're in spoilers, but like they both end up being like wounded and needing like parts to keep going.
Yeah. This brings that little bond that was in that movie. So awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, and like the idea like Vikings having to like repair themselves, and Hiccup bringing that to Toothless is just it's perfect.
Yeah, that whole aspect of it, their relationship was great.
Like, this is such a good movie.
It was.
I really like the set and the costume design. It looked like they really built the whole set on like soundstage.
Yeah, like, it was very, very practical all the way around, from the costumes all the way down to just little pieces of the set. Like the sword, when he threw it in his hand, I was like, that looked real. Like, that looked like a real sword. Like, I feel like he could have got cut, but
they really killed it with that. Like, when Stovik is like talking to all the people in the like town hall, and there's these statues behind them, and it looks like amazing. I was like, oh my god. And I think even that little meeting right there was a lot more world building than in the animated movie, because he talks about how he's bringing these other families into the
from different parts of the world. Was that in the animated? I don't remember that. I don't think he pointed that out like that.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. They made it cooler though. I will say that, like, it wasn't just, just that little island, just them. Different parts of the world kind of just came to that point.
And even Astrid talks about how she came from nothing, and she's like trying to fight for people who like brought her in and let her stay with them.
I have to say it. Her family, I'm pretty sure that was her parents. She is a light-skinned girl. Those were very white people as her parents. I was like, I need to know. I hope that they explain a little bit of her background in the other one, in the second one, if they make one, because the casting I was hoping was going to be like her parents would be changed.
Yeah,
that confused me a little bit.
Yeah, it confused me a little bit too, which I don't think the parents were as big a role in the animated one as much as
definitely
this
not.
one.
Yeah, I think I remember in the animated one where they were cheering. One did cheer for her, one cheered for Hiccup, and then they gave a look. That's it. They kept showing them though in this.
Yeah, they did.
Like, she had a lot of voice. Lines.
Just this random Viking lady, which hopefully it is Astrid's mom. I don't know. I don't want to assume.
Yeah, that's why I said hope maybe they dive a little deeper into her background if they do a second one.
I hope so.
Because they kind of do in the second one. Everybody's characters a little bit. Mainly Hiccup and I think his mom's in it.
Yeah,
his mom's the second one, right?
Yeah. Because the second one's with the mom, and the third one's when they find the other dragon for
right. Yeah,
months.
the light fury.
Yeah,
I'm very curious of what that would look like with CGI.
probably gonna look crazy
Or horrible.
Which the CGI was, I think, for the dragons for the most part was really good.
I like how they kept the colors to them.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like dimmed down to just
They were very colorful.
Like, they were, yeah. Especially when they all came out, I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of colors. Like they kept true to that.
The designs were basically the same as the animated ones, which I really like that a lot.
I was hoping they wouldn't change them too much.
I think my faults with the CGI are when they were flying in the sky, Hiccup and Astrid, and it was just them two. They were only showing them two. It looked very green screenish.
It did, yeah. When it zoomed in on them two, for sure, it looked like they were sitting on like a fake saddle with just a green screen. I agree with that heavily.
Mm-hmm. And then there was probably a few scenes where it's mostly just the background that I noticed. It, like when they're like in the village and like the background is certain lighting, I'm just like, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really good.
Like a majority of it is pretty fucking on.
Even that final dragon, that should look crazy.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. And they kept true to that design too. Like it was very much so the same.
Wild. Ugh, it's so good. I really just love this story a lot.
Definitely a great story. I have very little complaints that I have aired out. Most of them. Pretty much all of them. It was the cast.
Yeah.
For the twins.
Yeah, that's it for you.
That was my biggest gripe.
Yeah,
from the casting a year ago.
Yeah, I don't think I have any like big things against it. Like I said, it's a really good take from the animated version. This also feels like I can just review like the original because I never touched the original on this channel.
Yeah.
So it's like, here we are, you both the reviews. But I do like how his dad was so held on tradition, and Hiccup wanted to like just show him a new way. And it was just, they're both so stubborn in their own different ways that can't see eye to eye.
I like they kept in. I was waiting for it when he gives them the helmet. I'm like, are they gonna do that bit again? Where it's like it's half of your mother's breast. Yeah, and then they said it. Well, he's like keeps you close to her. I'm like, should he be that close? No.
I'm like, should I be wearing this?
Yeah, on your head. And then like in the animated movie, no way.
No.
Nah. So I'm like, you better pull up with it like a crazy actress. I'm just saying, like that shit better fit in that helmet because that helmet was big as fuck, especially on his big ass head. That's crazy.
No comment.
It's valid. The sheep, they kept that aspect of it. I was like, bro, what do we...
Wait, what?
Like them coming in for the sheep and stuff, and like the sheep looked real, and then they're just murdering them on screen, picking them up, dropping them into the lava. Like, well, actually, they dropped fish in lava.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Definitely.
Seeing that shit, I would have told my dad immediately. I would have been like, yeah, they're right over there.
You might as well just be like, yo, I went there. But also, would he make it there without that scenario happening?
True.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just the lack of communication between father and son.
Yeah.
And Gobber's trying to, like, get them to see, like, talk to each other, and they're just both like, they don't get me. It's all that happened.
Yeah, well,
Let's talk about the final battle. So,
solid.
it was really good. And when you were talking about how, like, they couldn't fight dragons, like, when it's live action, like, how they look, when they were, like, all the dragons are coming out and they're just waving their weapons up.
Yeah, and they were, like, swinging them, and I'm like, not one person hit one. Are you going to tell me you expect to win and not a single Viking clipped one? Like, they weren't dodging.
No, they were
just going
out.
straight. You could have...
Yeah, they could.
No.
You just waving them around.
Yeah.
was like, what are you guys doing? You guys should be good at this.
Yeah.
They were fighting a losing battle without hiccup. Mm-hmm. They were cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the dad kept sending them out there to find this thing, which the people were like, let's move. Which I'm like, maybe they're right.
Yeah. But also, how far did the dragons go? Because he did say they were all fighting that battle. I don't know if he meant just their village or like everybody is fighting. Like, because they pointed out that everybody comes from different parts of the world.
Oh, no.
So I'm like,
they came from different parts of the world to that village. So they all live there.
Yeah. But like, nowhere else has dragons?
I think they do. I think we discovered that in the second
like
movie.
in my head, thinking about the movie, I'm like, damn, nowhere else has like.
They just want to.
If so, get the fuck out. Go to an island that's closer. Like, no, not near there.
Yeah, they just wanted to get away from the nest. I think because that was like the nest of a lot of them. Like that was like 20 dragons once per week attacking your village. What are you doing there? You can't do anything.
You're ready to go. Strapped up. Nah, that is a lot.
Mm-hmm. But the final battle was crazy. You could definitely see a lot of like people just dying. There was people like
the rock. Yeah, on like 3 people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they just okay.
They were not ready for any of that. When the giant dragon came out, and they were just like shooting the shit, and literally nothing. And then that one lady who maybe Astrid's mom. Quotation was like, everybody to the boats. I'm like, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. Of course they're gonna attack the boats. Without these dragons, that's it for them. That was it. They would have died on the island, most of them. Their kids, there was like 5 kids at home. That's all. Maybe a little bit more kids.
Yeah, I was like, those are the only kids on the island.
No, there was a little bit more. They showed a little bit more kids in like the stadium part. Which, that trial part, when they were fighting the final dragon, and it just immediately ran at the crowd, I was like, what are they expecting?
Yeah, oh, duh. Like, come on. And then when his dad's, like, right there, I always think of those scenarios in any movie where something's crumbling, and everybody was right there. You're not outrunning that at that size. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not. One of those rocks hits you. There's no
Something's
shot. One in a million chance you get out.
He got out.
Fuck. You saw the other people who didn't. Yeah,
it's fucked.
Like, come on.
That was people's families.
He was so close. He was the closest one.
I think he's the best. So
that's true. He also literally dies in one of the future movies, doesn't he?
Yeah, but yeah. Now that's a crazy spoiler. No, I'm kidding. Because the animated movies
if you went and saw this without seeing the animated movie, good for you.
I feel like there probably are people that haven't.
Cortez did that. Yeah. But then he watched it and he was like, yeah, pretty solid.
I'm like, yeah, you got the sequels right there ready.
It's pulling everybody who hasn't seen it in.
And the kids now, the new kids.
Yeah, true.
They knew what they were doing. They made their money.
Oh, they're making their money right now as we speak. That theater was packed.
Yeah, it was packed with
like
annoying people. I have to remember that. You okay?
There's a lot going on over here on this chair, but I'm gonna be honest.
I have to remember that certain movies bring out different crowds because
the memers in the theater. I'm like, come on, like. I hate that I just thought of the Nicole Kidman intro to AMC. Like, I feel like that. Like, I'm coming here. I'm in it. And then your alarm goes off.
Bro.
You are just yapping. That's what happened. Those two things.
It's like...
There's cheering going around in the movie. And I heard, oh, yeah. And I was like... And for a second, I'm like, that's not in the movie. I was like, who the fuck is this yelling now right now?
And then people clapping at the wrong moments. Dude, I was like...
Dude, I could not believe it. They would just start clapping, and I was like, what are we clapping about?
Like...
But also, is that how it feels to be an outsider during a Marvel movie?
I don't think so. I don't know.
In their head, they're thinking, like, that moment.
I'm just so used to horror movie crowds because they're just paying attention to the movie. They're not really talking too much.
There's usually a twist with that though, or some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like you
And
kind of
people are like scared, but then I'm like chatting it up. In this movie, we had a girl who was chatting it up the entire movie.
The whole time. I was like, she was there with a dude, and I'm assuming it was like her significant other. And I literally heard him go, "Shut up." And she just kept talking. And I was like, damn, bro. I feel like you wanted to go see this movie. She didn't. You begged her to go. It's valid. In a relationship. Like, come see this movie. But you are now regretting it because she's just like, I don't want to be here. I'm just gonna talk. I don't even know what's happening. Tell me. We got really into the, and by we, I mean mostly me, the crowd of this movie right now.
I'll talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah. It was just.
Be mindful of your other moviegoers. That's all. That's it.
For real, though.
Like, it's not that hard. If you talk too much during a movie, maybe you should be in movie theaters.
Really? Like, maybe, or it's not that bad to rent one out with your homies.
Yeah, rent it out.
Or
get an early showing when no one's there. All right, so overall, what did you like about the movie?
Everything, to be honest. I am a huge fan, as I've said in the beginning. This is my favorite animated movie. And now it's live action. Mm-hmm. I was sat.
Is it your favorite live action remake?
I'm saying yes right now. I need to watch it one more time to fully solidify that because I've watched the others a couple times. But like Lion King is up there for me. The first one, not any of the fucking sequels. Fuck the sequels. But sorry, certain Disney animated movies, they just needed one. And next, like, they did not need all these sequels. I'm sorry.
Where's Aladdin 2? No, I'm kidding. No one wants that. Please don't do that.
I didn't know. Aladdin was fun, but not good. Will Smith? Why?
I never saw that one. I was not
seeing that. Oh, you never saw that one?
No.
Wow. Yeah, I did. I got to see that one.
I only seen a few of these.
Cinderella's been remade too many times. Good. Yeah. Solid. It's definitely up there. Lion King is the only one, as I am fried right now, can think about right now. It's above The Lion King. So let's just say one for now, pending.
It's a very beautiful movie.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Soundtrack's really good. The story is the same. They improved on it with a little bit extra details, which is nice. And it's just an overall really good story.
Such a good story.
Mm-hmm. How high would you get for this movie? How many bong rips?
Considering I went in sober, I'll probably 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. What is the...
What?
I always forget. What's the max?
There is none.
Oh, yeah. That's what you always tell me.
Yeah. I think I tell everyone.
Yeah. And then I get high and I'm like, wait, is that good or bad? I would definitely take like 5 long rips and then go in and be like,
and
this is it.
Yeah, just be faded looking.
Yeah.
The flying scenes are amazing.
Pretty solid. And sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it had a little bit of shaky cam, forced shaky cam, where I was like, we don't need this much shaky cam. Like, the animated movie didn't even have shaky cam, so we didn't need to add that.
No, shaky cam's never.
It's
for
rarely good.
Yeah, it's rarely good. You got to do it so good.
And it's just like,
I can agree with that.
It's a product of a time, and we need to get past that time.
Facts.
But I agree. 5 bong rips. Get decently high so you can enjoy all the flying scenes. How funny this movie is.
The flying scenes made me think of what I could literally just look it up and figure it out. But Universal Studios, I feel like they made that land. I know that, or they're making it. That's going to be the ride.
Probably,
sure.
Yeah.
You're just like sitting probably on a saddle type thing, and then it's that 3D, 4D shit.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of at one point with the angles. I was like, this could be a ride.
They're getting ready.
At Universal Studios, look at that.
They're like, sequel, finish that theme park, and we're good to go.
And there's just constant money. Everybody's going.
Yeah, probably. All right. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. Bye.